Welcome everyone to the ILTACON 2023 Business Partner Webinar, all about sponsorship opportunities. Today is Tuesday, April 11th, and we're excited you're here. A few housekeeping tips for today's webinar. This webinar will be recorded and available for viewing later if you're unable to stay the entire time. The slide deck will be made available also on our website, usually within 24 hours post-webinar. Please use the chat and Q&A features to ask questions so everyone can benefit from all of the information. I'm Tracy McRae, and I'm joined by ILTA's team dedicated to your success at ILTACON. Dawn Hudgens, Tyler Howes, Ashley Kowitz, and Sharon Stewart are also on the call and will be answering in chat and Q&A as well as presenting in different sessions of this webinar. Today's webinar will cover several topics relevant to this stage in preparing for ILTACON. We'll review some important dates and deadlines, discuss what happens during booth selection calls, learn more about upcoming webinars, answer questions about how to speak at ILTACON, and then dive into sponsorship opportunities in depth. We will leave time for Q&A at the end. With that, let's review some important dates and deadlines. I won't read them all as they appear on the screen for you. I just wanted to highlight two for you. One, since speaker applications close on the 16th of April, that means speaker applications are still open. Ashley is going to share some more information later about how to apply to speak at ILTACON. Second, for your attention is the 28th. That's the first sponsorship deliverable deadline. If you are interested in sponsoring the ILTACON meeting bags that every participant receives, we will require creative by the end of April. So please be sure to bring that up during your booth selection calls. On the next slide, I wanted to draw your attention to our informational webinars. We've done a few of them already. Understanding the Booth Lottery and the Booth Lottery have both been recorded and posted to the website along with the slide deck. Today is the April 11th webinar, Sponsorship Opportunities. We do have several more on the horizon. All will be recorded, all will be posted for viewing later on. The next webinars after that will be, sorry, Dawn, stay on that slide. I think I missed one in there. On April 26th, on our website, iltacon.org/webinars, you will see that recording as well as links for the next few that we have. April 26th is a webinar geared specifically towards first-time business partners. If you are wondering about exhibitor appointed contractors, certificates of insurance, anything like that, we are here to answer those questions. There are a lot of moving parts to exhibiting and quite a few contacts. So if you are a first timer or even if you've exhibited with us before, we do invite you to that April 26th webinar. May 10th, we will have one that's everything about badge assignment, housing, space and meeting requests, as well as the online portal. We know you have questions about how many badges do you get? How do you assign them? What are you going to do about on-site registration? How many rooms can you book? Can you book a sub block? What about if your staff doesn't have the credit card at check-in? You maybe want to host a VIP breakfast or want to buy out Shula's Steakhouse. How come all of this information can't be in one place? All of that's on the May 10th webinar. All of those questions, we have answers for you. There are other ones beyond that. June 7th about what do you do to outfit your booth in your demo room? How do you get food and beverage? As well as a final webinar on July 25th. ILTACON will be just 26 days away at that point, and we will be covering things like lead retrieval. So with no further ado, we will get to that next slide, booth selection calls, and I will transition to Ashley to cover the next portion.
Hello, everyone. And once again, thank you for joining us today. For those of you that were eligible for the ILTACON booth lottery, the selection calls will run from April 12th through April 28th. You should have received an ILTACON selection call Zoom invite from Tyler, Sharon, or myself. If you do not recall receiving an invite, please reach out and we'll be happy to send along. Additionally, please feel free to share the invite with any of your colleagues that would benefit from the call. The calls will run approximately 20 minutes. During this time, you'll be able to choose your booth location along with any other sponsorship opportunities that are of interest. Prior to your call, we suggest having a backup booth choice in case your preferred booth location has been claimed. Please note that the sponsorship opportunities are subject to availability during your call. Following the call, we will send a recap of your confirmed booth location and any selected sponsorship opportunities. Next slide. At ILTACON 2023, there are many opportunities to speak in front of the attendees. Applications are still open for our educational sessions. Please note that the ILTACON speaker applications will close on Sunday, April 16th. To view the educational sessions and apply, please visit iltacon.org. It is located on the homepage. There is no cost associated with the educational sessions. It is complimentary to apply, and if selected, there is no cost. In addition to the educational sessions, we offer additional paid speaking opportunities, such as the keynote sponsorship opportunities, which allow you 2 to 3 minutes to talk briefly about your company before introducing the keynote speaker. Master classes allow you to present a 60-minute thought leadership to attendees. With company updates, share where your company is, what is on the horizon, and any features or services that may be in development. Demo rooms allow you to host private meetings or discussions. Demo rooms are located throughout the campus and come in various sizes, so you may outfit the room as you prefer. Lastly, we understand that changes may occur within your company, and we want to be informed. Whether it's an updated logo, new contact, or company description, please let us know. I will stress communication will now be more frequent with ILTACON on the horizon. If you have not already completed the business partner contact update form, I highly recommend to do so. We want to make sure we are sharing all relevant information with the correct person. If there is anything else you need addressed or have questions that are not answered on this call, please reach out directly to your business partner representative, Tyler, Sharon, or myself, and we'll be happy to assist. If you are unsure who your ILTA contact is, please email sponsor@iltanet.org. And with that, I turn it over to Dawn to discuss the ILTACON sponsorship opportunities.
Hello, everyone. So this one is going to be lengthy, and I'm actually going to be going back and forth to some maps as we go through this. And of course, if you have questions, you can post them in the Q&A, and we will get to that at the end. I'll try to see them as we go through to answer them as I go, but I know I can't look. I've got 3 different screens going here. I know I'm going to miss something, so we'll make sure we cover it. I do have a photo here to kind of show you some of the available sponsorships that we have. There are banners that you can have placed in different areas. There are a lot of picture frames throughout the building that can have clings placed on them, of course, flags across the causeway and other places. But let's go ahead and dive in. I'm going to flip through a couple of slides here real quick that show the maps, but we'll get back to them because I know some of you want to know where those are located. And we're going to talk about the demo rooms real quick. So we have demo rooms located at 3 of the properties. Now keep in mind this year we are a campus model. We have sleeping rooms at the beach, at the yacht, at the Dolphin, and at the Swan. The Yacht and Beach Club Convention Center is located off the back side of the yacht resort. It is about a 6-minute walk from the Dolphin and about an 11-minute walk from the Swan, just to give you some perspective. At the Dolphin, we have many demo rooms available. There are 5 Asia rooms, which are located on the 3rd floor of the Dolphin Convention Center, which is the same level as registration, or one of our registration desks. If you've been there before, that is also the same level as where the Dolphin Bar is in the center of of your entry when you first come in. There are also 11 Europe rooms that are available. It is on the same floor of level 3. And then there are 8 Oceanic rooms that are available that are also on level 3. And let me show you what that looks like. So I'm going to back up to that map here. This is the level 3 floor, 3rd floor, convention center entry area. As you enter from the lobby into the convention area, you will see the 5 Asia rooms. You will see the 11 Europe rooms, which are close to the escalators that go up to the ILTA Cafe and go down to the entry, one of the 3 entries for the exhibit hall. And then on the back side here, you have the 8 Oceanic rooms. Moving right along, I want to show you where we have a few other Swan demo rooms. This is what the Swan looks like here. We have Osprey's Macaw Parrot. Just wanting to get to view that as I go back over here. So the Swan, we have the Macaw, the Parrot, the Peacock, and the Lark. There are 8 of these available over there, as well as some rooms that are a little smaller for private rooms in the Swan. So let's go back up to the map so you can see it. Here are these here, the Macaw, the Parrot, the Ospreys, the Peacock, the Lark. And then this area here takes you to the elevators that take you to the next floor where you will find 2, 4, 6, 7 others. Dove, egret, heron, all these are bird names, and the eagle bordering. So you'll find those at the Swan. I will say the action that takes place at the Swan is far less than the action that takes place at the Dolphin and at the Yacht. But keep in mind, at the Swan, we do have the G100, the G200 that takes place on Monday. And then on Tuesday and Wednesday, we have corporate day that'll take place over here. So just keep that in mind. So if you do get a demo room at the location, you do need to make sure that you prepare and provide ways to draw traffic back to your demo rooms there. At the Yacht Club, there are 5 demo rooms. There's the Cape Cod, and those are 3, and they're side by side. And then the Saybrook and Hampton, which are located directly outside of where we have our opening session and our keynote. Here you will see a picture of the Yacht Convention Center. You will enter here on your left through the Asbury Rotunda if you're coming in from the Dolphin, and they will be coming through the Newport lobby if they're coming in from the beach area. So over here we have 3 Cape Cod demo rooms, and over here we have 2 demo rooms, which is the Saybrook and the Hampton. The doors for the entry for our keynote and opening session, company updates, orientation, our Thursday night closing reception, and the annual group meeting are located right here. There's also 4 education sessions, which are half of our education sessions that are being offered at ILTACON. So there will be a great deal of traffic that go through the Yacht. I do not want you to think that all the action is taking place at the Dolphin, because it is not. We have 4 education sessions over here and lots of activity that'll be taking place in the Grand Harbor Ballroom, which is right here in the center. Moving on a little further. Our hospitality suites. We have multiple hospitality suites that are available at the Dolphin and at the Swan. I'm not going to read this to you. You can take a look at that. But keep in mind, it does show the cost and the quantity that are available and the amenities that you can find with this. One of the interesting things about this property is that there are no key or hotel key entrances in the elevators to take you to the other levels. So for those of you where we've had that problem in the past, that does not exist at this property. So that won't be a problem for you. We have some alternative meeting spaces that are a little different. The hotels here have taken a lot of their phone booth banks and turned them into interesting meeting spaces. There are a couple at the Yacht in the Asbury lobby. There are a few that are on the southern foyer that are larger or smaller. So, for example, for those of you who saw Reveal last year with their podcast booth on the, I guess, the mezzanine level, these will be great spaces for those type of activities as well. And I'll take you back to that map in just a moment. You'll also see that we have some exhibit hall nooks that'll take place on the exhibit hall floor. I'm going to show you what those look like in just a second. You can see what they look like here, but I'm going to show you where they're placed. So I'm going to go back up first to show you on the 5th floor of the Dolphin, which literally is 1 floor up from the 3rd floor level. That's a whole different conversation, but just know it's the 1 floor above, where we have our ILTA Cafe as well as our ILTA Hub. We will have 4 education sessions that'll be taking place on this level. And outside of that are 3 nooks. So if you're looking at having a presence at the yacht and at the Dolphin, this is a great way to do that for not a lot of cost. The 2 outer alternative meeting spaces are smaller than the one in the middle. They're about half the size, but it's a really interesting space that you could actually make a great way to gather some interest from those who are at the education sessions. And the doors for these education sessions, for this one here, for 1, 2, 3, and 4, they actually exit out onto the southern foyer. And then on 5, it exits onto this side over here. Here is the escalators that take you down to the 3rd level and then down again to the 1st level where the exhibit hall is. And let's go down and see a look at the exhibit hall so you can see what that looks like. I'm going the wrong direction. So here it is. This is on the 1st level of the Dolphin. These Nook parks are located in the very center of both the Pacific and the Atlantic halls of the exhibit hall. We will have multiple Nooks available here. We will only place Nooks on the show floor that are sponsored. So if they aren't sponsored, you will not see them here. But we all are offering them as a potential alternative meeting space. A couple of neat things about the Nooks is that they do fit for average to small size people or to comfortably in the seating here. There is a table, there's a light. It will be clung or cleaned all the way around it. The interesting thing about these is I can stand 5 feet outside of this Nook and I cannot hear your conversation. And that has everything to do with how they are designed. They're actually really cool. We had these in 2019 and Tracy and I have seen them at a couple of shows. They work out really well. So take a look at these if you're looking for some alternative meeting spaces that fit your budget. I do want to go back up to the yacht to show you where 2 of the alternative meeting spaces are. They are as you enter from the Dolphin into the Yacht Club at the Asbury Rotunda. There are 2 small meeting space opportunities for you here as well. This will see a lot of traffic, obviously, because it will go from the keynote opening session area over to the other 4 education areas, the ILTA Cafe and the exhibit hall. Okay, moving right along. Some additional advertising that we have for you. We have our registration webpage. So everybody who goes out to our webpage to register for ILTACON will see your banner ad if you choose to do that. We also have a banner ad on our ILTACON wrap-up page. And I'm sure you're asking, what is this? We do a wrap-up after every event. This wrap-up lasts until the opening of the next ILTACON. So it lasts almost an entire year. And if you're curious as to how many people go out there, last year we had 1,877 views off of that wrap up. We had 1,369 downloads. This is where the education lives, where people can actually download those sessions that they didn't get a chance to attend, or they just want to go back and listen to the information again. So there's a lot of action that takes place on there. So it's only $2,000. It's a great place to be, to live from ILTACON to ILTACON. We also have the pre-conference newsletter. There are 4 newsletters that go out, and there are 12 opportunities for you to market yourself in that. We are having app push notifications that will come out that we can tailor just to your marketing needs. There are 20 of those that are available. We have the conference daily newsletter. Now, we haven't had this the last couple of years. We loved having it. We didn't have the resources to have that the last 2 years, but it is back. and we're excited to offer this to you. And people will see this each morning before they go out to ILTACON. So it's a great way to reach out and remind people of things that you have going on at conference. There is also at the Swan and Dolphin in-room television programming. So when people are resting their tired feet in the evenings or in the mornings as they're getting ready, they can watch pre-programming that you have provided from your organization to either talk about inviting them to events or activities that you're hosting, or to tell them a little bit about a product that you might have coming out or some different news that your organization would like to share. Our first deadline for sponsorship is our meeting bags. That is the 28th of April. Tracy mentioned that just a few minutes ago. Our next one will be the t-shirts. We used to have everyone's name printed on the back. We don't do that any longer. We do it so that we have larger logos on the back so that more attention can be drawn. Everyone who registers for ILTACON receives a t-shirt. It's a great way to get your name out there. We also have our lanyards, and meeting bag inserts are always very popular. Golf cart shuttles. This is really an imperative sponsorship for this event. We will have golf carts that will be going from the Dolphin to the Swan and from the Dolphin to the yacht. Presently are working on finalizing what those paths look like. We are also working on attempting to get additional insurance. We do not have clearance to have business partners drive these golf carts just yet based on liability, but they will be either driven by staff members of ILTA, or they will be driven by staff members of the company who provides these golf cart shuttles for us. But no, we are still looking into that, but we do not have a defense. Well, we actually have a no on that right now, but we're seeking some other counsel on that as well, just so that you know, because I know that's a popular question. There are places where you can have hanging your exhibit hall banner space, but keep in mind, not every booth is eligible for the exhibit hall banner space, and that has to do with the ceiling height of the Atlantic. The Atlantic has a U-shaped outer rim that is 14 or 20 feet high, doesn't matter the height, but we're not allowed to hang banners in that location because the ceiling height is so low. So just be aware of that if you're interested in having a banner above your booth. There are plenty of columns and picture frames and floor space and wall space that you can purchase clings and fabric banners for. If you're interested in that, please reach out to Sharon, Tyler, or Ashley, and they can help you with that. We also have two areas in the exhibit hall. When you look on your maps, they're tiny little green boxes. There's one at Pacific on the back wall, and there's one at Atlantic on the back wall. And we are doing touchless massage chairs in those areas. So it's a great way to sponsor. You're able to go in there, put up some signage, some pop-up banners, make people very happy to get a massage while they are waiting to come visit you at your booth. We have some items on the mobile. The mobile app is always a great one to have. Digital convention area, digital signage. This is actually a huge impact piece. So if you're interested in making a huge impact, as you enter the third floor convention center area, there is a giant screen where we can display your logo or your ad to show as people enter in the Dolphin third floor area of the convention center. Of course, we have our wireless network and session audio recordings. I just mentioned about the wrap up earlier that we had 1,877 views and 1,369 downloads. That is advertised by the session audio recordings. So I highly recommend that as well. It's a great way to market. We also have our keynotes. There are 4 of those this year. You guys are getting a little sneak peek here. We haven't marketed all these out yet, but we have 4 days where you can speak before the keynote speaker comes up and introduce them and tell a little bit about your organization, as well as you are marketed on any of the promos that go out. If you have already sponsored at that time, any promo that comes out about a keynote, you'll be listed on there as well. We have our opening reception this year, which we're really excited about. It should be fantastic. You may sponsor that, as well as the exhibit hall opening. our opening session entertainment, and our closing reception. We have some great things planned for the closing reception this year. You do not want to miss it. We have some wonderful music that'll be brought to us by Silky Smooth. It is not spelled how you might think it is, but they are a fantastic group, and you will enjoy on staying for that that last night. It is a great way to network and build relationships with our members in a more relaxed way. We have coffee breaks. We have my favorite item, which is the custom beverage Living Hedge Goat Lounge, which is located in the Pacific side of the exhibit hall. We have 3 opportunities for this. I can be persuaded for a 4th or even a 5th if you want to do a breakfast beverage. This is a great way for you to gather leads and to promote your organization with pop-up banners. They ring a bell, and a nice tasty beverage that you have contracted through the hotel to get. They'll do it by the gallon, will be handed through the hedge. And that is just such a neat novelty. You will be remembered. And it's just kind of cool. It's a great thing. I'm excited about that one, if you can't tell. Moving right along, we have multiple receptions. We have the DEI reception. We have the ILTA volunteer reception, the international reception, the Win Who Lead reception. We welcome you to sponsor these receptions. You can have people join in at these events and network with them while you do this. It is a great opportunity for building relationships. We have our ILTA TV interview. There are 10 of these spots available, as well as our ILTA radio interviews that you can do, and these will be professionally produced. So it gives you something that you can use later on for marketing, as well as something that we will market out during the course of the year coming out of ILTACON for several months to come. We have company updates. They are located in 2 different locations this year. If it is part of your contract, your company update will be located on the large stage in the Grand Harbor Ballroom at the Yacht Club. If you are purchasing an additional company update, that will be on the 5th floor of the Dolphin. And it's a little bit smaller room, a little bit smaller stage, but still quite as nice. We have master classes that you can also purchase to do. This is a 60-minute master class to attendees to talk about education and things that you are a thought leadership on. You can purchase additional badges, additional drink tokens. We do have the Cocktail and Comedy Lounge this year, where we will have bars brought in at the later part of the day on Tuesday and Wednesday in the exhibit hall on both the Atlantic and Pacific sides. But we will have a Cocktail and Comedy Stage Lounge that'll actually take place in between the 2 in this little causeway area that they have in the exhibit hall. It's a nice, intimate location. We'll have some great lighting, some great seating, and it will be a great time. I'm not going to go on to the next slides here. This is a lot of tiny, tiny little writing, but every single one of these lines, just to let you know, is an opportunity for you to either do a banner or a cling on a column or a cling on a floor. So do speak with Sharon, Tyler, or Ashley about those and see where you might be interested. I do encourage working to bring people to your booth more this year. Our food and beverage head, Angela Landry at the Dolphin and Swan, does an amazing job of providing you some opportunities in your booth where people will want to come and seek you out. There are baristas, there's cold nitro coffee that you can have in your booth. There's ice cream you can have in your booth. There's brownies. There's custom canned beverages. They could be alcohol or not, that you can actually have canned and labeled with your custom label that'll help drive traffic. I was joking with Tyler not long ago, what a great idea this would be if you're doing a shuttle, one of our golf carts, have a cooler in there, have a nice refreshing beverage that has been canned at the hotel. It could be alcoholic or not, that you can hand out when people come and sit in that car. You will be a hero because you know it is a little warm in August in Florida. So you're giving them a ride and a treat and getting them off their feet and a nice beverage to kind of go along with it. They do have fresh pressed juices. Thank you, Bethany. That are absolutely fantastic for your little healthier. They have detox, they have antioxidant ones, they have energy and mind boosting ones. They're absolutely fantastic. There are all kinds of opportunities to do, and we encourage you to explore and ask questions on those. Now let's go on. See, right down here is a view of Tyler's vodka iced tea. That doesn't actually exist. We put that on there, but just to give you an idea. So let's go over to the Q&A. Is there anything that I have not covered?
I see one question that Ashley wanted to answer live about the costs of presenting a company update or a masterclass. And I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the chat in case somebody missed it to the sponsorship prospectus while Ashley answers.
Yes, I didn't realize I was answering that live. I meant to type it in, but not sure what happened there. The masterclass, the cost is $5,000. You will work with our event education team to make sure it's aligned with the education that they're looking to present for ILTACON. With our company updates, the company updates are $2,500. And we can look at the times during your selection call to see what's available.
Great.
I do want to point out too, Tracy typed it into the webinar chat, but since this is being recorded, a lot of times that chat goes away when you record. All F&B, anything that you plan to do food and beverage wise must be through either the yacht if you're on that side or the Swan and Dolphin if you're on that side. You are not allowed to bring in outside food and beverage. It is prohibited, so just know that. Will you be sharing the interactive map as it fills up so we can prepare for the booth selection? I know when that's complete. Tyler, Ashley, Sharon, would you guys like to comment on that?
Hi, it's Tyler. I posted that link earlier in the chat. We can send that out later, but the answer is yes. So we can circulate that. You can check at any point and see what booths are available. And I would encourage you to do that, a few hours or even a day before your scheduled booth selection call.
Okay.
And Tracy just posted it again. Thank you, Tracy.
Sure.
And Tyler did put in there that the company updates will not be video recorded this year by ILTA. You are welcome to record them yourselves as long as it is low-key production. And we can discuss what that looks like if that is something that you're interested in doing. Any other questions? Here's a hotel room block one. Will you send business partners a link? I'd like to book a sub block for our group. Tracy?
That is with Ashley, Sharon, and Tyler. I'm not sure when they are planning to share that. I think it's during booth selection.
Yes, we will work on sending out a link to everyone as far as making your hotel reservations. But we will also have the call on May 10th to dive deeper into some of the questions that have been asked.
And we will also share the affiliate request form as well. I know we've got some requests for that, so that will be coming out shortly. I know people are eager to reserve space for social events.
Wonderful. Guys, we're really excited about ILTACON this year. We realize that it spans over 4 hotels and the content spans over 3 buildings, but it is a great opportunity. It's a great property to do some cool things, to really be noticed. So I hope you'll take a look at that. This property also has some great little nook areas where if you're looking to do a small reception or, highlight some people in some way that you want to do something special for. There is a beer garden. I know that's not its actual name now, but there's a beer garden. There's another little patio area off the Swan. Those have great shade, which is kind of important in the afternoons in Florida. And there's some other areas off of the yacht where you can do that. So just a lot of cool spaces if you're looking for that type of thing that we can kind of direct you in the way of too, if that's something that you're looking for.
That's great.
I do want to briefly mention, I don't know if you can really see this very well in the very center of our screen here. The Swan and Dolphin has something called a bottoms up machine where you can get this either in your booth or maybe, in a space where people are walking. where they can provide beer that has your logo in the bottom of the cup. It's kind of neat to watch them do it, but the little kiosk, it can be clung with your logo. And then you have, the beer to help with refreshing, and then we'll remember you because you helped cure their thirst as they walk, and they can see your little logo on the bottom. It's kind of a neat experience.
Thanks, Dawn. I think that that's all of the questions that have come in from the Q&A. One last comment came in the chat about sharing recommendations for client events, and that is that space request form that will be coming from your business partner representative. And then you can discuss recommendations with specific properties, but that will be coming later. But I don't see any other questions in the chat. Dawn, was there anything else that you wanted to say before we close up?
I think that might be it.
Fantastic./Thank you so much. Just as a reminder, this webinar was recorded, is being recorded, and will be posted to the iltacon.org/webinars page. Oh, a couple more slides. One more about the assets. Dawn, sorry, did you want to touch on that one?
Yeah, I kind of.
Oh, sorry about that.
In the whole
Oh, yeah.
side of it, but we do encourage you to help us push out the information to boost our registration. There are assets that are available on our brand hub, which is on our website, and use our hashtag. And that way, if you push it out, then we see the hashtag and we can re-push it out as well. There's assets for speaker resources, social media promos, event logos, all kinds of things. So that will be coming soon, but that is where you find it, iltanet.org, brand hub, resources, events. And then, of course, lastly, if you're looking to start planning for next year, because it's never too early to start planning, here's a list of where we will be through 2031. It is Nashville, National, Nashville, Nashville, Orlando, National, Orlando, National. I am now done.
All right, great. Thank you. One last one came into Q&A about clarifying the hashtag. The one that I use is hashtag ILTACON 2023, along with the other ILTA hashtags that are typical. Dawn, do you want to provide any clarification on the hashtag?
The official ILTACON hashtag for 2023 is hashtag ILTACON 2023. That's what we encourage you to use for this. Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, again for your time. We will get this recording posted up. And if there are any other questions, you can reach us at sponsor@iltanet.org or events@iltanet.org. And we look forward to hearing from you and seeing you in August. Thank you so much. Everybody have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, everyone.